Okay, so to close out our first series around entrepreneurs, I was thrilled to be able to get a very busy man to come in and sit with us, Tiago Silva from Tiago's Painting. And Tiago, we welcome you in, and the reason I'm excited is in doing the research on you. You have a fascinating entrepreneurial story that I would love for you to share with the viewers.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for having me here today.
Our pleasure.
I feel honored to be one of the first MRCC members to participate in the show. Really appreciate so thank you. And yes, I mean, basically, everything started when my wife Zelia and I decided to come in here in 2005. And obviously, we came for the same reasons that most immigrants do, right? For the opportunities, looking to better our lives and help out our families back home. And when I got here, I spoke no English. $2,000 in our pockets, 2 suitcases, and
Amazing.
Didn't know anybody. Didn't know anybody at all. My wife had some relatives here that helped us out in the beginning. Gave us a place to stay and helped us finding our first job.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I started working at a Brazilian bakery 2 short weeks after. I was a baker in Brazil, so I'm not sure if you know that, but I worked many years as a baker in Brazil. So
What was your specialty?
Everything,
Okay.
everything, breads, everything you can think of in a bakery. I was the only baker in the bakery. So, and I was the only thing I knew I could do. So we found a job at a Brazilian bakery in Maynard, and it was just a part-time job, at the time. And obviously, I needed a full-time job. So that's when my wife's cousin Juliana, right, saw this note at the local Brazilian market that this guy named Alan had left looking for someone to help him out, paint his own house. He was not a painter. He was just, a homeowner looking for someone to help him paint it, his house. And she saw the note. She was like, oh, maybe Tiago can help. And she calls him and she's like, oh, I know just the guy for you. But the only problem was that I had never held a paintbrush in my life before.
Wow.
Plus spoke no English. So, and then, there was I the next day meeting this, he picks me up at this local, market, brings me to his house. And that's when he starts teaching me how to paint, doing all the cutting ends and rolling and all that.
Wow.
That's basically how I learned.
And what year was that?
That's 2005. That's only, a few months after I arrived.
Okay.
So, and there I was, painting room by room at his house, and a massive house in Southborough. And I was there for quite some time. I don't know, maybe 6 months or maybe even more. I don't remember, but I ended up painting the whole house inside. So, and then after that, he found more help, and then we painted the outside of the house too. So, and after I finished his house, he started basically, recommending me to all his friends and family. And there I was going house to house, small step ladder in my back seat, performing small interior painting jobs. That was the only thing I could do at the time. So, and then and then while I was doing that, I was taking English class at a church in Hudson. I don't even remember. They were offering free English classes, and I was taking English classes there, and I met this guy named Edson that became a friend and a business partner, right? So he invites me to open a business with him. He had been living here for already quite some time and had a lot more experience than me. So it was like, why not?
Same year.
That's I think was on the second year.
Okay.
On the second year, that's when I met him, and then we opened. He had some contacts, right? So we opened a business, and it started out by taking subcontract work. So we found this company out of Ashland that started subbing out work for us, and after a year, things weren't working out well. And then Edson decided that was time for him to move back to Brazil, and he moved back and with his family. And unfortunately, recently I just found out that he passed away. So may God bless his soul. But it was a very sad news. But anyways, and then I kept the business. That's third year, right? And then the fourth year, I found another company that was offering subcontract work, and I continued to do so, right, for another year. And then beginning of 2009, that's when I quit, and went on my own. Because while I was doing subcontract work, I was, I had a website done. I was advertising, doing side jobs here and there, and trying to, get my own customers, right? So beginning of 2009, I wasn't happy with the subcontract work. Again, wasn't making enough money. I was like, I either I'm gonna go on my own or I'm gonna find a job and work by the hour, because it wasn't worth it. So, and that's when I, all of a sudden I started, getting referrals, word of mouth, and never stopped.
So that was roughly 2009.
That's 2009. That's I never forget, because that's when my daughter was born.
Wow. So fast forward to 2022. How many folks do you engage now with your company and truck? Give us a sense of how big it's got.
Yeah, I mean, today, when I was doing subcontract, it was me and two other guys, right? So 3 guys working 10, 12 hours a day, trying to get as much work done to make a living, Fast forward today, we have over 30 employees working now.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, what a story.
When I think about it, it's like, I would never imagine, if you were to tell me, 15 years ago, I would not believe it.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who may not know, I think you're probably one of the busiest painters and services probably in the region, from what we understand from folks we know.
I think in the region here, I think we're probably one of the largest painting companies for sure.
Yeah. So what differentiates your business for folks who are just finding out about you? What represents?
Oh, I think the main thing is customer service.
Okay.
Right. I think the customer service is the most important part of any business. I think when you get that first message, the way you treat the customers right at the beginning, into after you perform the work, is I think what sets us apart from the competitors.
Okay. So for folks out there hearing that story, which is so unique, and you could really say what a phenomenal story of people coming to seek opportunity and succeeding. But for folks thinking about getting into their business, and specifically in services, which we know can be challenging, what advice do you have for them?
I would say, if people that are thinking of starting their own business, I would say, don't think another day. Do it now. It'll be challenging. They'll face. It won't be an easy journey, but it will be worth it. Find a mentor, find a role model. Set short-term goals. 5 year, 10 year. And see yourself, visualize yourself 10 years from now.
Yeah. So I would think, and maybe you can shed some light on it, but clearly from a challenge perspective, between finding good help and the pandemic, when people were wary of having anybody inside their house, like how did you struggle through that, and what were some of the other major challenges that you faced as an owner?
Well, I think pandemic just happened now, so for us. It wasn't an issue. It was actually good for us. I think we were like first year of pandemic, we were up 30% compared to the year before.
Amazing.
And then the second year we were up another 30%. So I was in shock, because I was not expecting that. And then inflation now, right? So just starting, we'll see what's going to happen. But so far, he hasn't bothered us. So
Good.
And. But I think the major challenging when starting out was to winning trust of customers, right? Especially for me, I had no experience in the sales industry, because if you start a business, you're either selling a product or a service,
right?
And how do you do that without, without references, without background? You know what I mean? Without having any previous experience. So, and plus with the limited English that I had. So that only happened after years and years of, doing the same thing over and over again and providing quality work.
Right. So I know that personally, when I started with the chamber, knowing you through Decorex, as a matter of fact, I kept hearing and wanted you to come be a part of the chamber, and chased chased you because I heard this reputation, and we're thrilled to have great service companies, in the chamber. What made you finally decide to get the?
Well, I think networking. Okay. Being closer to the community. And I know I haven't been very active as a member since I joined about a year ago, but I've always wanted to be, closer to the community. I've always sponsored local events as much as I can. I always try to help, it's not only about, taking, it's about giving. So, and that's why we came here.
Well, that is quite an exceptional story. If you're looking for top quality, services, interior, exterior, is there any other services you provide we don't know about?
Well, yeah, interior, exterior, we provide, carpentry work, not finished carpentry, but mostly repairs, exterior repairs, carpentry, work, cabinet finishing, refinishing cabinets,
Awesome.
Stuff like that. And in painting in general,
That's awesome. Well, listen, we are thrilled to have had you on. It is quite an inspirational story, and we wish you continued success. And thank you for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that completes our first series. We hope you found it very informative, and we look forward to exploring other industries as we move forward with the membership spotlight through the Chamber of Commerce. So thanks for joining us.